Hey everyone, just going to give it a minute or two for you guys to get logged on. There's lots and lots of you all getting logged on now, so we'll just give it a few minutes before we start. Perfect, lots of you are all coming on thick and fast. I actually wish I couldn't see how many of you are logging on. It's making me more nervous. I apologise as well, guys, if it's a little bit noisy in the background. I stay on basically a building site. I stay in a brand new house and we were one of the first in, so there's chaos going on behind me, but I'm just hoping that they keep the noise down. I did ask politely. I told them I was doing this today and if they could keep the drilling and banging and building to a minimum for a little hour, I would really appreciate it. So I'm just going to give it another little 30 seconds, guys, and then we will get started. These are still all coming on. I'm trying to wait to make sure that everybody's on before I begin. Perfect, so I think that should be us just about ready to go. Obviously, good morning everyone. I hope everyone is really well. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Thanks so much to Sam and the head office team for asking me to talk to you guys today about how to develop your new supervisors. Now, I know that quite a lot of you might not know who I am, so I'm just going to really quickly tell you a little bit about myself and my background. So my name is Yvonne Cunningham and I have been in the business now for almost 6 years. I cannot believe that it's 6 years. Honestly, the time has went by so quickly, but it is 6 years at the end of October. When I looked at the business, what I saw straight away was the opportunity that I could build something that was going to help to change my life. Because I trained as a nurse, which was something that I really enjoyed. Obviously, I felt like it was my calling in life. However, very quickly for me, it became too much about politics and paperwork rather than patient care, and it just wasn't the career that I expected it to be. So I then went back to what I'd done previous to nursing, which was working in the health and fitness industry. And again, being a people person, I loved that. I loved being around the public and different people and different personalities, and it did work really well for me for so long. However, it was shift work, it was minimum wage, you know, it was very restricting in the fact that I'd kind of worked my way up as high as I could at that point without anybody above me leaving. And so I guess I just felt a bit trapped and stuck and frustrated at that point in my life, because I thought, what am I going to do? I'd become a mummy, my little girl was 18 months old, my husband worked away from home, and I thought going back to university to completely retrain again as something else wasn't really an option, because I was already missing out on so much of my little girl's time at home that I wanted to obviously be with her, and missing our first words and our first steps and everything like that. So I just felt stuck in a bit of a rat race, I guess. And I thought to myself, you know, what is it I'm going to be able to do? What is it that I can do that's going to give me the work-life balance that I so crave? And so when I came across this amazing opportunity, what I saw was the thing that I thought, do you know what? If I just sacrifice a little bit of time that now I'm basically wasting anyway, what I can do is I can build this business to hopefully at some point allow me to go part-time in my work or drop a day or two, so I would have that extra time at home with my family, and it would just give me some options, I guess, to see, will I go back to university, will I try and retrain, get another job, etc. However, what happened was, once I got started, once I realised exactly what I had my hands on and how this business worked, I knew that it wasn't something that was just going to give me that extra couple of £100 a month. I knew that if I followed the business cycle, did everything that I was being asked to do, it could change and give me so much more. So that's exactly what I did. And within 12 weeks, I had matched my full-time salary. I'd started working my way through the marketing plan. And like, I honestly feel it's a complete understatement to say that the last 6 years have been completely and utterly life-changing, because they honestly have. So I have worked this business part-time from home, now around about 2 children, for the last 5.5 years. So 6 months into my journey with Forever, I'd worked my way up to manager in the marketing plan. As I say, I'd exceeded my full-time income, and at that stage I thought, I can't not see where this is going to take me, and it has really taken me to some amazing places. So I've achieved all of the amazing company incentives, I've travelled the world with Forever, but most importantly, I've helped so many other people to be able to do the same thing. And that is honestly the joy and gift of this business, is not only to be able to change your own life, but to be able to change so many other people's as well. So as cheesy as it might sound, I will always be forever grateful for this opportunity, and that is why I love obviously sharing it with others, and I'm excited to talk to you guys today, of course, about how you can either get yourself to supervisor, if that's a goal that you've got, if you're brand new in the business, or if you've been sitting at assistant supervisor for a while and you've decided now's the time to get to supervisor, or if you are further up the marketing plan and you're just looking to develop more supervisors in your business, especially if you're a manager. It's obviously a key part of the Eagle Manager programme, is to develop 2 supervisors within your business every incentive period. So that is what I'm here to talk about today. Now, this webinar will be recorded, so definitely have a pen and paper to hand in case you want to take notes. You'll need it for something I'm going to do a little later on, but don't worry too much about having to absorb absolutely everything, because as I say, it is being recorded, so you can catch up or go back and watch again and take any other notes that you want. Please feel free to ask any questions at all. I'll answer them all at the end. If you can pop them in the questions and answer section rather than just the chat, it just makes it a little bit easier when I go back to look and see if you guys have any questions for me. So we will get started. I've probably been driving poor Sam crazy because I'm not the most technical person. So every time she's got me to deal with, she must feel like pulling her hair out. So fingers crossed, nothing will go wrong today. But if it does, I'm very sorry. I will address it and fix it as quickly as I possibly can. So first things first then, your business, or when you start the business, it is all about being able to move your slides. That's the first thing it's about, but it's about starting with structure. So whether that's you obviously putting the structure into your business, or you making sure when you've got your new business owners that they are starting with excellent structure. So the business owner box arrives, you start your journey pack, and I honestly still remember it like it was yesterday. I remember sitting that box in my kitchen, taking a picture. I sent it to my husband saying, this is the box that will change our lives. And I was saying it kind of almost like a little, like, oh my goodness, like a wee kind of joke at the time. However, my goodness, I'm so glad now that I took that picture, because obviously it means so much to me, because it really is life-changing. So that business owner box is going to become, you know, your new business owner's best friend. That box has got absolutely everything that they need in it to make a success of this business. So what you want to do, even though I know it sounds really obvious, but you want to obviously tell them to open the box, have a look through it, read through all the literature, and most importantly, start to use the products. Because I don't know how many times, you know, I've had someone start the business, I've been in touch with them, given them a little call a few days after the box has arrived and said, you know, how are you enjoying using the products? And they're like, oh, I don't know if I was to open them, did I keep them for a launch, or I wasn't sure what I had to do with them. So as I say, I know it might sound obvious, guys, but just make sure that they're actually starting to use the products, because you want them to obviously experience as much as they can as quickly as possible, because that's when they're going to then start getting their own personal testimonials from using the amazing products, feeling the benefits and sharing it with other people. We've then got the first steps to manager process. So this is obviously the booklet that's contained within that. Start Your Journey pack that will be there forever Bible. So important. So you want to be arranging a first steps to manager meeting with your new business owner, ideally kind of 24 to 48 hours after they get started. Now, obviously, 2020 has been very, very life-changing for all of us so far. Some for good, some for unfortunately not so good. However, for our business, I personally feel it has made our job easier than ever before, because I used to arrange to actually physically see somebody to do a first steps to manager meeting, and it would probably take me hours, like unintentionally, but by the time I would drive to go to meet that person wherever they stayed or wherever we're meeting halfway, then, you know, a little bit of chit chat, you then go through the first steps to manager, you're asking questions, you know, before you know it, you've basically used up a full morning, a full afternoon, a full evening, when it really doesn't need to be like that. You know, I've had people who have joined the business and I've asked them when they can meet up, you know, for me to go through the basics with them, and they've said, oh, I won't be free until like 2 weeks on Friday, and that is really not ideal. So the good thing is now, because we're doing so much more all online, you can capture them within that 24 to 48 period, because you want them to basically get a grip of the basics of the business as quickly as possible, because the quicker they can start to understand that, they're then going to understand what exactly it is they need to do, what they want from the business. And as I say, you're going to start to blend that structure into place. Product launch, absolutely vital. I feel as if, as a mentor, my job when I bring someone into the business is that I want them to make that initial investment of $199.75 back as quickly as possible. So in doing that, the first step we're going to do is the product launch. Again, the great thing is now that we're doing them all online. So same scenario with the first steps to manager. Instead of me having to maybe drive an hour or two to somebody's house, wait for people to arrive, talk to everybody, do the actual product launch, speak to people afterwards, you're talking about hours and hours of your time. Whereas in now, because we're moving them to an online, or we have to have moved them to online recently, given the circumstances, it's just so much better, it's so much quicker, it's easier to get in front of a large audience, because, you know, unfortunately, even though you can choose to do, I usually always say to people to choose kind of 2 dates for a product launch as soon as they start, because it's hard to capture everybody. The good thing is that if you're doing them online, especially if you're creating like a Facebook group, and plugging people into a group that you're going to go live on and do the product launch for your new business owner, anybody who happens to be busy that time that you've chosen can just go back and watch it again, so they can catch up on it. Your new business owner can set it to play again, so that's obviously a feature on Facebook that you can do a watch party. So it just makes our life so much easier, and you can obviously do it quicker, and you can get in front of a larger audience. So the way that we've been doing it in our team is, as I say, is creating that private group on Facebook where you can obviously plug people into, let your new business owner invite their friends, family, whatever network they want to join that group for the launch, and then that can automatically become like a customer group, a VIP group. You've already got that in place for them, and that's part of that next bit of structure for them. And then planning. Planning is so essential. So part of the First Steps to Manager book, as we know, is based on having a 7-day plan, a weekly plan of exactly what you're going to do. Because if you have someone that you bring into the business who is exceptionally busy, then that 7-day plan is vital for showing them exactly how they're going to fit this business in round about anything else that they have got going on. So if you can implement that 7-day plan from the word go with your new business owner, it just means that they're going to be into that weekly habit on a Sunday. I like to do mine on a Sunday evening. 20 minutes, doesn't need to take up lots of time, but they are structured and organised for the week ahead. They know the tasks that they need to do. They can see the spaces that they're going to fit it in, and it just helps the person to feel a lot calmer. It helps obviously with their confidence, because a lot of mistakes that we make sometimes is we think, especially with somebody that might be brand new in the business, that they know what they do, what they've to do, or they understand what they've to do. And sometimes, even though you're asking them questions and they're kind of doing all this and because they don't maybe want to seem as if they're coming across, you know, nervous, or they don't understand something. So they might just agree with you, but they might not fully yet understand what it is they need to do. So by having the 7-day plan structure, they know exactly what to do, when to do it. They know what trainings are on that they should plug into. They know what retail activity they should be doing, and if they're looking to start obviously building a business and introducing people through the recruiting side of things, again, they know what to do. You're just making it as simple and foolproof for them as you possibly can, because it's really important in those early days that you hold their hand as much as you possibly can. So relationship and contact. Get to know your team member. Because even though sometimes we bring people into the business who are our friends, our family, neighbours, work colleagues, whoever it might be, that's not always necessarily the case. Sometimes we might have referrals, or you know, somebody comes to you through word of mouth, or they are a customer and suddenly they want to join the business. So you maybe don't always know them really, really well. And it is so important that you actually get to know as much as you can about that new person who's entered your business. Now, of course, I realise the bigger your business gets, the more it grows, then it is hard to maybe, you know, do the exact same thing for every single person. However, the more of a relationship you can build with those people who are going to become part of your downline, the better it is for everyone, because you'll see how much of a great team spirit it creates, how much of a lovely atmosphere it creates, because you're showing that person that you really care about what this business means to them, why they've started this business, and it's showing how much you are willing to invest in them and that you want to help them. So find out what's going to drive them, because what you'll soon realise is you're going to work with so many different personality types that people are driven by lots of different things. What might motivate and really drive one person doesn't work for someone else. So the best way to ask, you know, somebody what's going to drive them is ask them, you know, why did they start the business? What is it they want from the business? Why is it that they've decided to do this? So finding out, you know, everybody's individual why is a great way that you can personally work with people, because you know then exactly what it is that they are working towards. If they do have a wobble, if they have a bad day, if they've had 10 no's that day, if their partner's nagging them for being on the phone too much, you're the person that's going to be able to reach out to them to keep them going, to, you know, steer them back on course, remind them why they started, and just, as I say, be that rock for them, even if they're maybe not getting fully the support they need elsewhere. That is your job to do that for them. So the best way to find out how people want to be mentored is simply to ask them. Some people love hand-holding, very much, you know, being there, constant contact or checking in with them. Other people aren't like that. They're very much independent. You can simply explain a task to them or an activity or plug them into a training, and they're happy to go away and then implement that. So you need to find out, you know, what's going to work best. As I say, there'll be people that love the softly approach. There'll be other people that will say, when I need a boot up the bum, please feel free to give it to me. So you need to find out from day one what's going to be best for that individual person and set the plan in motion. As I say, it's not about just always assuming that people know what they're doing. It is your job to make sure that that plan is starting to work, starting to formulate, and that structure that you're starting to create is taking place the right way. So lead by example. I think that this is one of the biggest things about our business, is actually showing people the way to do things, not just telling them. It's so important that you are doing the do, so to speak, because that is what people will start to copy and start to duplicate. So remember how scary it was at the start. You know, if you've, like me, and you've been in the business for a longer time now, you know, it's easy to forget what it felt like at the beginning, because it can be, you know, a bit of information overload. There's a lot of things to process, to take on board, and to get your head around. So the more that you can just simply show your new business owner the way that you're personally doing things, maybe how you're planning your week. I like on a Sunday, I'll usually just jump on my team page, and when I'm doing my 7-day plan, I'll just basically go over what it is that I'm doing, so that anybody new in there can copy and see what it is that I'm doing. And as I'll show you as we go on, it's about showing exactly what you're doing to your full team, because it is very much a easy duplicatable business cycle that we have got. That is what Forever have implemented for the last 40 odd years, to make it as easy as possible for us to show people the way, and that people can simply copy that. So hold people's hand, do not let go of it too soon, because again, in the past, I think that most people, you know, that have built a business will be guilty of the fact that you get a new business owner and they're saying the right things and doing the right things, and you tend to maybe let go of their hand a little bit too soon. So just be very aware of the fact that you want them to obviously take those baby steps towards a bit of independence, but you also need to just make sure that you're checking in with them as you go along as well. Celebrate the wins. Now, by that, I mean celebrating every single little thing along the way on the journey, because sometimes what happens is when we've got a big goal that we're working towards, it can become a bit tunnel vision, like that is the only thing that you concentrate on and the only thing that you think about. However, it's really important to celebrate every single little win along the way as well. So it could be that someone has sold their first clean line, they have done their first product launch on their own, they have done their first one-to-one. You know, it's just simple little things that honestly mean the most. Yes, it's great to have people in your team that you've recognised because they've done 4 case credits, they've recruited 5 people. Of course, all those people need lots of recognition as well, but it's the little bits of recognition that really help to grow people's confidence, because you have to believe in them before they believe in themselves, because no one really starts the business on day one and thinks, I'm amazing, I can do this, I'm going to rock this. You know, sometimes even though they know the opportunity and they really want to do it, they just don't have that belief in themselves yet, because they've not obviously had the experience and the results to prove it to themselves. So you have to be the one that is going to celebrate their wins, hold their hand, and really show them that the baby steps that they're taking and achieving are all leading towards that end goal. So recognition really is the key. As I say, it's good to recognise the big things, guys, but I really encourage you within your teams to, you know, look at the little things. And it doesn't always need to be in relation to retail or recruitment. It can simply be that you've got someone who's maybe on your team page who personally loves to use the products, and they will always put in their personal order every month. But you know what, on the team page they're an amazing cheerleader, so they will always be on the team page answering questions, you know, saying well done to people, congratulating them, just generally supporting them. That deserves to be recognised as much as someone who has recruited 2 people this month. So, you know, it is the little things as well as the big things. And know the plan. So when I'm planning a new business owner, or every month if I've got people who are going for promotions, etc., I know their plan as much as they know their plan, because I want to be able to check in with them at any point to see exactly what's going on. So the way that I like to do it is plan, do, review. So make the plan, give them the opportunity to obviously start doing those activities, and then you want to review it. Now, by that, I definitely don't mean wait till the end of the month, get in contact with them, see what's happened and what's went wrong, because you know that they haven't achieved what they want to achieve, and then think about how you're going to change it. No, because by then, unfortunately, it's a little bit too late, especially if they've got a goal that's within a certain time structure. So instead of that, you want to, as I say, do the plan, let them do the activity, but check in with them pretty soon on to see how that is going. So that's how it's really important that you know the plan as well, so that if you can see and understand that it's not quite going the way that they expected, you can then steer them back into that direction so that they're back on track in the time scale that they want to achieve that goal. And then obviously it goes hand in hand to know the benefits. You have to know the benefits for your new team member of why they want to achieve that goal. So what's it going to mean to them? You know, obviously today is all about developing supervisors, so you have to know what is getting to supervisor going to actually mean for that team member, because you always want to be able to, as I say, pull them right back to the reason why at any point that they might need it along the way. Now, this slide here, or this photograph that you guys can see, this slide has to be what I think is literally the most exciting slide in the full of Forever. So if you don't already know what this is, or you've never seen it before, then I really do encourage you to take a photograph of this, take a little screenshot, because I think that more than ever before, this is so very powerful. And it is basically what you can choose to work towards in Forever, or how much you can choose to earn being a forever business owner. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, there are not many people right now in these current circumstances in traditional businesses or traditional employment who are in a position that they can sit right now at this exact day and time and think, do you know what, I'm going to choose what it is that I want to earn this month, this week, the rest of this year. You know, we all know what's happening right now, and it is just desperate, horrible times for so many people. It really is so sad. So this is why we need to realise more than ever before exactly what it is that we have got our hands on, because as I say, we have got the choice to choose to earn whatever it is that we want, and that is something that is so unique and so rare just now. So what I like to do is I show this slide to someone when they're quite new in the business, because when you're asking people to set goals and things at the start, which is really important, they have to know what it is that they're working towards. Sometimes, you know, when we talk about 4 case credits, 5 case credits, 1 case credit, it's very hard for someone who's new in the business to understand exactly what it is that you're talking about. And so if you can simply put it, how much would you like to earn, or how much would you need to earn to pay off your credit card, or how much would you need to earn to get that holiday that you really want to go on, or how much deposit do you need to save up for that new house you really want? You know, you make it as relatable to them as possible. And this slide represents exactly how they can do that. It shows them that if they want to be earning X amount per month, then that is what they need to achieve. And it obviously shows them as well, if they want to work their way through the marketing plan, the difference that doing the same activity is going to bring to them. So, you know, write down right now, if you could pick any figure that you can see in front of you to earn in the next month, what would you like that to be? What difference would, you know, £82 make to you right now? If I gave you £82 in your hand, what would you go away and do with it? Because as I say, guys, that is the power of exactly what we've got our hands on already, but the power of what we have got that we can show other people. Because I don't know many people right now who aren't a forever business owner that wouldn't grab the opportunity with 2 hands to be able to look at this slide and pick a number and decide that that is what they want to be able to have for themselves and their family. So don't ever forget that, you know, when you are speaking to people about the business, this is the gift that you have got to offer anybody and everybody. So you should never be scared about speaking to people about the business, because as I say, right now more than ever before, this is exactly what people need. They need us to share this opportunity. So the power of supervisor. When I get people started in the business, if I know that they are looking to obviously do more than just a little bit of retail, I love helping people get to supervisor, because it's at this supervisor level that you're of course going to get your first pay rise, which is really exciting. I think I worked in leisure for 12, 13 years, and the only pay rise that I received in that time was the essential 20 pence or whatever it is that they had to give you every April when the government actually put the money up, not them. So, you know, to be able to decide very quickly if you would like a pay rise, I think is super exciting. So your pay rise is going to go from 35% up to 38%. And the great thing is that you are simply doing what you've already been doing. So it's the exact same process. You're doing the same work, but you're going to be getting rewarded for it more. All those lovely customers that you've started obviously building up and looking after, again, you're going to be doing the same great service, same thing with them, but you are going to receive more of a reward for doing that. And it's at this stage that you can start to leverage your time more. So this is why it's really important for me that if I know somebody is looking to do more than just obviously a little bit of retail, I want to help them get to supervisor as quickly as possible. It's going to help to grow their confidence. It's going to make them realise that they can do this business to any level they want, because I personally think that anybody who can get to supervisor can then go on to reach any level in the marketing plan that they desire, because it is simply doing the exact same things, using the product yourself, sharing the products, sharing the opportunity. It's just more of it. So if you can get to supervisor, you can choose to get to whatever level you want within the marketing plan. And leveraging your time is just one of the most amazing things about what we do. It's how I obviously managed to match a full-time salary within 12 weeks of me starting my business, because obviously, you know, you personally can only do so much. However, if you've introduced people to the business and you're helping them as well, then Forever are going to reward you for that. As we know, they're going to start to obviously pay you a team leading bonus, which is the difference between where you are in the marketing plan, now you're 38%, and where your brand new business owner is at 35%. So you're going to be getting paid the difference. So the great thing with this is, you know, heaven forbid if you were ill or your child was ill and you weren't able to do as much retail as you would normally do, the great thing with this is you're then going to be getting paid that team leading bonus. So you're just going to, again, within your structure, have a bit more stability, because you're then going to be having those two different income streams coming in. So it can be really exciting. I still remember, you know, looking at those first kind of team leading bonuses, the bonus recap, and seeing them starting to go up and up and up every month. And as I say, it just, all this combined really helps to build your business owner's confidence. And it can be pretty life-changing, guys. You know, that extra £200 to £400 a month for so many people means so much. There's so much that gives them, the options it gives them, the choices it gives them. So don't ever underestimate how powerful just that first step in the marketing plan really can be. So when you're actually looking to then develop your supervisors, it is really important that you look at the people that you're working with and you identify your key people. Now, what I mean by that is the people who are standing out to you, that are engaged in the trainings, that you know are ready to work, are ready to step out their comfort zone, and that are showing willing that they actually want to take control of their business, learn and grow. Because sometimes what happens is we make a little mistake, as I have done in the past, and that you might have a few people that you recruit, say in the month of June, you've recruited 3 people, and you know, 2 of those people are great, they're plugging into the trainings, they're doing their 7-day plans every Sunday, they're keeping in touch with you, and you can see that they're doing really, really well. They're your superstars. And then you've got another person who maybe isn't watching the trainings, isn't really listening to anything you're advising them, keeps asking you the same questions, or doesn't bother looking for information, they just come to you instead. And what tends to happen is that one person who might be a bit negative, or you can tell isn't really fully engaged in why they want to do the business, starts to get more and more and more of your attention, instead of your other 2 superstars that are doing everything right and that are willing to work. You know, your time's being taken up and being put in the wrong place. So, you know, if you have got people, guys, who, I know it sounds terrible, but can be a bit maybe more draining, or you can tell that they are a bit negative, or they're just not willing to do the work, my biggest advice is you cannot want this business for them, because I have wasted so much time over the years wanting it for people more than they want it for themselves, and giving them all my time and continually trying and continually trying and continually trying. And all that is time wasting. So, you know, the structure, the trainings, the help, the support will always be there should something change with the people who aren't really working just now and that they want to get to work. Of course, we're always going to be there for them, but you have to work with your key people. They need to be your priority, and that is who you are looking to develop. Connect to their why always. When I recruit somebody, I always take a note of what their why is, what their goals are. If there's somebody that comes to me that, you know, their circumstances have changed and that they're now working towards something different because of whatever's happened or something that they want to achieve, I will always take note of that. I've got a little book and I just always note it down, because I know at different stages people are going to need me to remind them why they got started, you know, to plug them into their why, to keep them focused, to keep their mindset in the right place. Because, you know, as much as this business is amazing, it is a business. Of course, it comes with ups and downs, hard work, you know, good days, bad days. That is just the reality of it. The rewards certainly outweigh any of the tiny little challenges that we face, but it's your job to always know why your business owners are doing what they're doing and why they want to make this a success. And as I say, you have to believe in them. Lead by example. It is a monkey see, monkey do business. The easiest way that you can grow your business is by doing the activity yourself. Because I don't know how many times over the years I've maybe thought, oh, I feel as if like my team aren't maybe doing as much, or there's not as much activity going on. And you know what? looking back now, probably at those times, it's only ever been if I haven't been personally doing as much. So if I know if I'm super busy and I'm just doing what I'm focused on doing, then my team obviously see what I'm doing and they are going to copy and duplicate that. Activity, activity, activity. I cannot stress that enough. An empty diary is an empty bank balance. That's what we always say. So if you open your diary and there is lots of big chunks of empty spaces going on, then I'm sorry to say it, but there's just not enough activity in there. I'd say that is definitely more so when you're going for a goal or a promotion, or you've got something that you really want to achieve. I'm not obviously saying that you have to be busy 24/7, but we all know that if we want this business to pay us like a business, we need to treat it like a business. So especially if you are looking to develop some supervisors or go for supervisor yourself, it is a very short-term sacrifice, guys, for a long-term achievement, reward, goal, whatever you want to call it. So it is definitely worth, as I say, committing to just doing that activity as much as you possibly can for that space of time that you need to do it to achieve your goal. So make sure you do have a look at what activities you've got planned in, and if you've simply not got enough, you need to have a little think and see where you're going to fill that up more. Their business is your business. Sometimes we can be too guilty of getting people started in the business and then, as I say, just letting go of the reins a little bit too soon. When I start somebody personally, I do treat their business as if it's my own, from, you know, doing that first launch to helping them speak to people about the business, to making sure they've got the right structure in place for their retail activities and how they're going to be customer service led, things like that. I literally treat it as if it's just an extension of my business, because of course it absolutely is. It definitely is. So what we're going to do now is, guys, we're going to do a little quiz. So I was going to call it a test, but it's not a test, don't worry, because I know you'll be thinking that's not what I signed up for this morning, Yvonne. No, it's just a little quiz. So grab a pen and paper if you haven't already. And this is simply a little kind of self-assessment, guys. As I say, it's just a little quiz. It's only for yourself. No one's going to know the answers apart from you. No one's going to see it. But I'm basically going to just read 20 statements to you. And I simply want you to score yourself between 1 and 10 of where you think you sit within that statement, how true it is or how much more you could do, etc. You'll understand when I get started. So you just need to mark yourself with what you feel is true to you. And the only reason I want to do this is because I really do feel that developing supervisors, as I say, is all about the monkey see, monkey do. So if you can put your hand in your heart and you know that you're doing enough, then that is honestly the best way that you are going to be the best mentor to other people, because they are simply going to copy exactly what it is that you do. So let's get started. So the first one, I personally use 20 products a day. So how true would you say that is? So 1 being not true at all, 10 being completely a true statement. So personally use 20 products a day. So if you think about it, that's from when you open your eyes in the morning to when you go to bed at night. Obviously, if you're brand new, of course, I understand you might not use that many products yet. But for anybody else. Number 2, I talk to everyone I meet about the products or everyone I come into contact with. Number 3, I always have at least 3 products in my bag. Number 4, I always carry business cards, flyers with me to share the opportunity or products with anybody I meet. I do at least 1 online event every month. So that would be a product launch, a pamper party, anything at all that you do online. You do at least 1 of those a month. And I'd say right now, given the circumstances, especially the last few, it should definitely be more than 1. But we'll just say 1 for talking's sake just now. I actively look for events, tabletops, stalls, etc. Now, I know you might be thinking to yourself, oh, there's nothing like that going on just now, Yvonne, so how can I? There's already been people in my team that have done stalls and events even since like lockdown started to ease, a lot of like garden centres and like kids like farm parks and stuff like that. So I promise you guys the opportunities are out there. You just obviously have to be willing to go and look for them. I have a great knowledge of the Clean 9, Fit 15 and have done them myself. Obviously apart from if you've maybe got medical reasons, but if not, have you done them yourself? It is the best way to be able to then retail them to other people, because people love to see you doing it, blogging it, your experience, your results. So definitely do it if you haven't. That is honestly the easiest way to sell lots of them. My experience packs are always out. I always ask for referrals from my experience packs. When you've got your experience packs out, you always ask that person if they know of anyone else who might like to try them. I watch all relevant trainings to further my knowledge. So just now we're totally spoiled with trainings. So much to choose from. Great trainings to catch up on as well if you've missed any. Number 11, I stick to my 7-day plan. I stick to my 7-day plan. Because I know that lots of people will plan on a Sunday night to take over the world, and then unfortunately by Wednesday, distractions have kicked in and sometimes you go a little bit off course. So how often do you stick to your 7-day plan? Number 12, I make new friends and grow my who do you know list daily. 13, I contact 5 to 10 new people about the business every day. 14, I follow up consistently. 15, I pick up the phone and I speak to people. The scary, scary phone calls. No, I'm only kidding. It's honestly not. I don't know about you guys, but since lockdown has happened, I have actually spoken to so many more people, and I mean even my own family, simply because of the circumstances. But business-wise, if you can just get over the fear of actually picking up the phone and speaking to people, you will see your results coming in so much faster, because people can hear in your voice. Obviously you're genuine, you're excited, and it just makes a massive difference. So definitely be picking up the phone, guys. 16, I do 3 one-to-ones per week. 17, I plug people into the business presentations. So obviously we don't have any physical business presentations just now, but we've got lots of great online ones. So you're plugging people into those and taking advantage. Number 18, I keep in touch with my team to plan, guide and support them in any way I can. 19, I work on my mindset daily. Daily. Another really, really important thing. And last but not least, I am willing to do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to succeed. So, as I say, guys, that is just a little self-assessment for you, nobody else, so that you can simply have a good idea of the activity that you are doing, maybe different areas where you think that you need to either learn more or do more. It's just simply for you to think, if I'm bringing people into the business, if I'm looking to develop people and they are looking to me to copy, to follow, am I leading the way? So you can obviously have a think about those results and think about what else it is that you might want to implement immediately into your business or into your 7-day plan when you do it next time round. So the last few months have been nothing short of crazy, I think it's fair to say. Obviously, most people have had their entire worlds turned upside down. But do you know what? I feel like it was an opportunity to either have excuses or have results. And I think that personally being in forever is the biggest blessing that anybody could have had during lockdown, because as we all know, we were still given the opportunity to have our income and have financial security and have choices when other people did not. So we have been rather busy in my team and helping lots and lots of people to develop to the supervisor level. So these amazing ladies that you can see on the screen have all either become supervisors in the last 12 weeks, or we are counting down those last few case credits, and I couldn't not include them in the slide because they're literally, we're like 2.2 case credits and 0.7 case credits left, so I wanted to pop them on the screen as well. But you know what this shows is all these different ladies are all from entirely different backgrounds and different circumstances. Some of them are from the health and beauty industry, which obviously was completely, you know, stopped in its tracks, taken away. They've been obviously one of the last to have a date to get things going again. Some of them run pubs, work in schools, you know, corporate. It's just a huge variety of all different backgrounds, you know, but what these ladies all do share in common is the fact that they have chosen the last 12 weeks to look at the positives, look at what they can do rather than what they couldn't do. And, you know, we all together as a team got to work. Because as I say, you could either have excuses during that time or you could turn it around and turn it into something positive. So of course I'm so proud of every single one of them and everything that they have achieved. I know that for some people it's been life-changing. Some people have decided now that they won't go back to work because they've had that taste of what forever can really give us, with financial security, being able to work flexibly from home. And you know, for some of them it's given them that much bigger goal now that they can see the reason why, if they thought maybe beforehand they were happy to earn just that extra couple of £100, they now want so much more because they see it in the bigger picture. So I'm very, very proud of every single one of them. I know that throughout the full of Forever UK, we have had so many promotions, so many of you achieving so many incredible things. And as I say, that is why we are honestly so truly blessed to have this opportunity and to want to share it with others and want to help so many more people to get to that supervisor position where they have got that steady additional extra income that is going to give them the choices and security that so many other people do not have. So what the heck have we been doing the last 12 weeks? Well, guys, I have lived in this office, in this chair. My backside's got that big, I can barely fit in it anymore right enough over the last 12 weeks. But I'm happy to report I'm on day 7 of my clean 9 and feeling great, so I'm doing something about it. But yes, I have got to work, and so have all of those amazing ladies. So I just quickly screenshot to explain some of the things that we've been up to. So of course there's been lots of adapting and changes going on while lockdown was continuing, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we're coming out the other end of it now. But you know what, it's actually been great to see that if you have to, you can completely, you know, have our business running from home online and saving so much time and reaching so many more people. So lots and lots and lots of launches. Every single person who was in my team, whether they had been in the team for 5 minutes, 5 years, since the day I started, you know, every single person, we did another launch for them. Because sometimes when you start the business, if you've been in it a while and you've had a launch in the past, you feel like that's the one activity that you've done that you can't repeat. But that's not the case at all. We're blessed that we've got so many amazing products. You can literally have as many launches as you want. So every single person had a kind of a new launch just to refresh people on the products, you know, to focus on maybe some of the products that were good for supporting your immune system, different things like that, lots of different themes, lots of different things going on. So we made sure that every single person had different launches going on at different times throughout the last 12 weeks, as I say, different themes. Some of them we did ourselves, and then the girls started to take the reins as their confidence grew and they started doing their own ones as well, which was amazing. So having social media is an incredible tool to be able to platform and explain to people a little bit more about what it is you do and how it is you can help people working from home. So of course, some of the pictures are from like my stories and things from social media, and just showing people that I was working from home, but I was still helping people to earn that extra income. Lots and lots of amazing online team things going on. So all our planning meetings, we just all jumped on Zoom calls. We had girls' nights as well, little pamper nights. So that's kind of what the middle picture is there. We've all got a little tipple. And you know what? We just all hopped on for, I think it was about an hour. And it wasn't even necessarily anything to do with forever. It was just a way of me constantly being able to check in and say, how are you? Are we all doing okay? Is everybody's families doing okay? Do you know what I mean? Let's just talk about other things, or let's just chill out. Let's just have an excuse to escape the kids for 45 minutes because I was working, you know. But it is about, as I say, guys, that team spirit, that bond that you're creating with each other. We had obviously lots of team events, lots of events as well going on with Forever. You can see me down the bottom there. That's me and Aidan FaceTiming. I'm only kidding on. That is me, of course, watching the rally. So, you know, all the team had the rally on in their own houses, and we were all FaceTiming and obviously talking about things as the new products were announced and sharing that excitement with each other in a different way. Showing every week, every couple of days, all the new people that we were welcoming to the team, you know, showing your network. Yes, there are people joining, there's lots of people getting started. It's a great time to get started. Every time my order would come as well, I would share that too on my VIP page. I'd simply just go live as I was literally unpacking my boxes, explaining, oh, we've got some more drinking gels, we've got this, we've got that, and just explaining what those products were. It's great for engagement, the more live and things that you can do, adapting them into your stories as well, on Instagram, on Facebook, you know, really utilising those tools that we've got to hand. Lots of planning's going on with the girls. So again, this is something now that, to be honest, going forward, even though lockdown is easing, I will do differently going forward, because it's so much better and so much more time efficient for me to pick a day, pick an afternoon, make little time slots and give them out to the team and say, I'm doing plannings on Sunday afternoon between 1 and 4. Here's all the time slots, book yourself in. I can then get through all those people in that one afternoon rather than driving to see one person one day, driving to see one other person another day. It's just so much more efficient. And, you know, back to that plan, do, review and holding people's hand. It's so easy, guys, just to be able to say, are you free today for 10 minutes? We'll pop on, we'll do a quick FaceTime and I'll check in with you and see how things are going. It is showing your team that you really genuinely care about their journey, where they're at, what help and support they might need. You know, by taking that 5-10 minutes out of your day to do that, the results are well and truly worth it. Children, little darlings that they are. So as I mentioned at the start of my story, I have now got 2 children, and you know what? I just embraced the fact that I was working from home. They were there. We were trying to do obviously homeschooling. My hubby, he's been working from home as well. That's how my office is halved. He's taken up the other half of it. But you know what? Instead of getting stressed out and worried that I was trying to do a launch or I was trying to do a planning and the kids weren't being quiet or they're starting to squabble or whatever, I just embraced it and just, you know, got on with it and thought to myself, do you know what? The full point of this business and why I started it was because I wanted to have more time at home with my kids. I want to show people that it is a flexible, family-friendly business. And so, do you know what? If they come in or they disturb me or they're on my lap while I'm doing a launch, so be it. So that is usually what happened. It was a kind of ongoing joke, thinking to myself, do you know what? Can I actually get through an entire launch without the children being on me? I don't know. But as I say, down the right-hand side, that is my little boy on my lap, mucking about with a face mask that no one can see. And do you know what? I just got on with it. And it probably almost worked in my favour because it encouraged other people to think, well, do you know what? It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be, you know, absolutely flawless. It's real life, and it's shown that you can build this business around about anything. We did loads of online pamper parties as well, so obviously you can advertise, you know, the products that can be used for a lovely at-home pamper, and we obviously promoted those products. Once our customers had purchased them, we then got them on to an actual Zoom where we could talk them through using the products and how to do a professional at-home facial. We're skincare experts. So again, that was a lovely little treat for people who were probably just so fed up of the monotony of lockdown. It was actually giving them, you know, something to look forward to, a little different experience, and again, just a bit of a kind of pamper night and a bit of fun. So it's been a busy 12 weeks. Has it been worth it? absolutely, of course it has. You know, seeing all those people who have developed a supervisor and the difference that it's making, not only just for the last 12 weeks, but the difference it's going to make in what they then want to achieve going forward is just, you know, it's phenomenal. Can't honestly properly put it into words. But I am, as I say, so proud that we have got that opportunity, that gift that we can share to everyone. So just to summarise then, what you want to be remembering, guys, is build your relationships, get close to the people that you are working alongside, find out what's going to work for them, find out how it is that they want to be mentored, and please always have, you know, their reason why in the back of your mind. Not your reason why you're doing the business, but why they are doing the business. Work closely, make sure you fulfill your promise, you know, be that rock, be that person that's going to be there for them when they are having a wobble or a down day, that's going to keep them focused. Be the leader that you want to be. So whether you are brand new in this business or whether you've been in for a while like I have, it's just simply about, you know, being the leader that you want to be from day one. You don't have to have a team to be a leader. It's just about creating those good habits. Show them what's possible. Monkey see, monkey do. I know I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, but if you're doing the do, I guarantee you they will follow. They will do it too. And book in the activity. Please, 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 if you are looking to achieve something in the next, you know, 12 weeks, 6 months, whatever it may be, plan it out. Don't leave it to chance. Don't think it's just going to magically happen. Put a plan in place and book the activity accordingly. Because if you do that, then you are basically creating a foolproof plan for yourself for how you're actually going to make it happen. So last but not least today, I want to ask you 2 questions. So I want you to ask them to yourself. They are quite thought-provoking, I guess, but you'll understand why I want you to ask yourself these. So if you were to live the next 20 years the exact same way that you have lived the last 20, would you be okay with that? So, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, with your business, whatever it may be, would you be happy to live the next 20 years the exact same way that you've lived the last 20? That's question number 1. Question number 2, if for whatever reason you found out that your time on this earth was going to run out at the end of this year, would you be okay with where you're at right now? Would you be okay with what you've achieved so far, where you are financially, what legacy you've left for your family? Are you okay with that? Do you feel like you have achieved what it is that you want to achieve? Do you feel like if you've got a family to leave behind that you've done everything that you can for them? I know these are quite deep, obviously, for a Tuesday morning, guys, but I want you to really, really, really think about those 2 questions, because what actually kills me personally is seeing so many people holding themselves back from their true potential, from their inner greatness, for silly, silly little fears. You know, fear of offering the business to someone in case they might say no, you know, fear of going out and speaking to people that they don't know in case people don't take them seriously or take them and think they're silly, or they're scared of what their partner might say if they decide to start the business. You know, a million different silly little things that hold people back from where they could easily get to. So if you are not happy, if you cannot answer those 2 questions and say, you know what, Yvonne, yes, if this next 20 years was the same as the last, I would love that. My life is exactly where I want it to be. Or if my time on this earth is going to end, you know, sometime soon, then I'm okay, because I know that I've set my kids up for life. I've achieved what I want to achieve in my business. I've left a legacy. I'm set. Because I know that there's not many people that could truly say that. So what I want to say to you guys is, please know that now is the time to do something about it. Not at the start of next month, not when the kids go back to school, not when you're back at work and you think that you'll be in a better routine. You know, not any of those times. Now, right now is the time that you can choose to do something about it, so that you can make sure in 20 years' time when you look back, you can really say, I've lived my life, I've loved every minute of it. No, it wasn't where I wanted it to be, but that day I decided that I was going to do something about it. I was going to make those changes, and I was going to design it the next 20 years of my life and not just leave it to chance. because if anything, you know, the last couple of months has definitely taught us that life is so, so precious. Take nothing for granted and go after whatever it is that you want, because you don't know when things might change. Please, please do not let silly little fears hold you back from anything at all. Now is the time to really go in the direction of your dreams and do whatever it is you want. So you think about those people that you want to help to supervisor, think about where you're at and where you want to be in your business, and make the plan and get to work. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me this morning. I am just going to have a quick check if anybody had any questions. So are the screenshots Instagram or Facebook stories? Sheila, they are both. So what I tend to do is I make my stories on Instagram, and then you can save them, and then I just basically then upload them to my Facebook. So I do a duplication. Whatever I'm doing on one social media platform, I'll repeat it on another, just so that it's the same across the board, because obviously you've got different audiences that will see it on both. When you do a launch, do you just go live in Facebook group you've set up, or do you use Zoom so that the attendees are also on camera and participating? Nikki, that's a great question. So both, if I'm honest with you. What I use is a system called Be Live, which basically is a live streaming platform that you can use for your social media that allows you to put up slides and text and things like that. So the way that I've kind of been doing it, to be honest, is the first launch where I am talking about the products. I will do that as live in the Facebook group, because I want them to have that group set up already, so that they've immediately got that kind of customer base that they're building. Zoom ones, what we've tended to done is wait until those customers have had a bit of the product experience first, or if we're going to be doing it as a pamper session, things like that, where I need to be able to talk to them and communicate with them. So to be honest, I wouldn't really say one has worked particularly well than the other, but I would say probably set up the group for definite, and then try and do a little mixture, because basically what you want is you want your new business owner to build up the confidence that they start going live in that group, and you can start to pass the reins on to them a little bit. So what you can do with the Be Live system is you can bring someone else on camera. So I would start the launch and explain who I was and what I was doing, and then I would bring my new business owner on just maybe for 5 minutes for them to explain how they've started their journey, and maybe talk about a few of their favourite products. And then next time, obviously, they've got the opportunity to do a little bit more, maybe half and half with me, and then they can start to do it themselves as well. Copy of the quiz, yeah, no problem, Rachel. I will send that to Sam for you guys, because I know that some of you maybe missed some of the questions. I was trying to go slow, but I'm conscious of time, so don't worry, I will get that over to you guys. Best advice for someone stuck at assistant supervisor. So Lisa, I'm not sure if you mean that you're stuck, lovely, or you're meaning somebody within your team is stuck. I would always say if someone's feeling stuck, you need to go right back to goal setting and why they're doing it. If you can connect them or yourself to why you want to make a success of the business and why you want to obviously do the activities that's going to lead you to move up to that level of supervisor, etc. It always comes back down to your goals. It always comes back down to your why. You know, I've got so many little things that I use, even now 6 years on, that if I ever have a single moment of doubt in my mind, that it helps to bring me straight back to where I need to be. So I've got my goal board in my office here, but I've also got basically like a picture collage here. You guys always can't see it, but I've got a picture collage, and it is basically pictures that mean something to me, that will you know, create a feeling, if you know what I mean, inside of me. So I've got pictures of like my family, travel, my team, fun team days, obviously different incentives, like pictures of maybe chairman's bonus and travelling with Forever and different things like that, Eagle Manager. But what I tend to do is if I'm feeling stuck or I'm procrastinating from doing a task or anything like that, I will simply take myself off and I will sit and I will look at all those pictures for 5 to 10 minutes, and I will literally go from picture to picture to picture, and I'll remind myself of that feeling that I had at that time. So whether it was, you know, joy, success, fulfillment, you know, time with my family, whatever it may be, and that just simply helps me to basically become unstuck. I've even got little voice notes still in my phone of my kids. I remember when I first used to go out contact marketing, I would be a little bit nervous thinking, oh, am I going to do it right? Am I going to be able to say what I want to say to this person? And I remember like my little girl had sent me a little voice note from her dad's phone saying, you can do it, mummy, I love you. And I had saved that to my phone. She was only about 3 at the time or something, but I had saved that to my phone, and I still listen to it just now, as sad as that might seem. But as I say, if I ever feel stuck or nervous or unsure, or as I say, I'm procrastinating, it's the little things like that that bring me back. And that all basically, guys, leads back to your goals, your why you're doing it. I'm building this business for my children. They're my absolute world. So it's the little things like that that, as I say, just help me to think, right, get back to it, Yvonne, get back to it. What do you do to work on your mindset daily? So basically, guys, I will get up in the morning. I've usually always got some sort of YouTube clip or something when I'm getting ready. I'll listen to, I've got quite a lot of motivational speeches that I love. If you just even put in YouTube motivational speeches, there's too many for me to tell you all, but they'll be come up as like the most popular ones. So usually I'll always listen to something like that. I've then got a gratitude journal. It's just right here. So I've got a gratitude journal, and I've got this right here. It's basically the same thing, where I will write down every single day what I'm grateful for that has already happened. So I'll write that in the like, I'm so happy and grateful for the health and wellness of my family and friends, where I'll write down something like that has already happened and it's already true. And then I will write down what I am grateful for that I'm still working towards, you know, that's something in the future. So that could be, you know, I am so happy and grateful to be a chairman's bonus achiever December 2020. So I will write down everything that I'm already grateful for, and then what I am grateful for that's still coming. That's all to do with law of attraction stuff. I will then, again, as crazy as it might sound, when the kids and I get ready in the morning, we have got a playlist of our favourite happy songs, and we will literally dance about in the kitchen, up the stairs, whatever we're doing, because again, as a mum, I want to teach them about, you know, getting in the right mindset, starting off your day the right way, everything like that. I don't know, sorry, I don't know who asked the question because it's just come up as anonymous, but I don't know if you've heard of the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I'm sure it is, but if you just look up The Miracle Morning, that was a book that I had read a couple of years ago that honestly transformed my life. It's all about how you can set yourself up, you know, the right way every single day. So if you haven't heard of that, there's actually a video about it on YouTube as well. Then I would say have a look at that. So with your mindset, I'd say you need to definitely find out what's going to work for you. Some people, as I say, will be listening to motivational speeches. There's lots of incredible podcasts out there as well. That's the other thing that I do. If I'm driving or if I'm walking my dogs, I'll always have my headphones on. Even when I'm doing the, what am I trying to say, housework. Couldn't think of that there, guys, because I don't do it that often. But even when I'm doing my housework, I will always have something on in the background, even if I'm only listening to half of it. So there's incredible podcasts, you know, incredible trainings, and I love going on to YouTube and on to Forever Knowledge and stuff, and just listening to other people's stories and forever other people's journeys. I find that so motivational, because they do tell you, you know, the highs, the lows, everything in between. So that really works for me as well. I was addicted to things like that when I first started the business. So I think that's all the questions. I'm just going to double check, but I'm sure that is them all. So that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much. If I have missed any questions, don't worry, Sam will let me know and I'll still get the answer to you, and I will get the quiz sent over to you guys as well. So I hope you found that helpful this morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and take care, and hopefully I'll be seeing you all soon at some events. Thank you.